Hey guys, this is the Prince of Mastodon, and I'm doing a commentary video for Empire Total War multiplayer. This is the France versus Britain battle. I'm in command of the French, and my opponent is Yoeeb, in command of the British here. Alright, let's look at my army first, before the combat starts. I've got tons of line infantry, with some skirmisher support. They're my Tiro d'Or. Then I have a good amount of artillery here. These are my 6-pounders. And in the back I have a very good sized force of heavy cavalry. And here's my general's bodyguard right here. Alright, let's go look at the army of Yoeeb. He's got a crap load of skirmisher units here. He has tons of them, 6 units of skirmishers. These are the Ferguson riflemen. Then he has a very good amount of line infantry. He has a cavalry force in the back here. It's just dragoons here, light dragoons, and a general's bodyguard. On his extreme right, he has a Black Watch unit, and he's going to post him right here on this cliff. Alright, so I'm moving forward here, and I want to get my artillery into a grape shot range of his skirmisher units. But here I made a mistake. I didn't realize my guys were in range of his skirmisher units. I was pretty sure I had a little more distance to cover before I could get shot by his guys. So anyways, I already lose this artillery piece right here, which is kind of bad for me. But I was able to get this guy into range, and I was able to get my cannons firing from this side. So that was kind of good. And here's my skirmisher units. They are duking it out with his skirmishers. But because he has so many skirmisher units, my guys are pretty outmatched here. Alright. He has a slight hill advantage here. And my opponent's going to defend this bottleneck here, like Leonidas at Thermopylae. So I can't really outmaneuver him without going all the way around these cliffs here. But if I did that, my move would be pretty obvious. Anyways, my opponent's kind of scary, to be honest. He's been messaging me on Steam every time I log in. Like, every second that I logged in, he would be messaging me at any time of the day. And if I wasn't on Steam, he would be messaging me on YouTube. So I was kind of scared, to be honest. But anyways, I guess people are really persistent here. And basically I told him I'm not going to play him unless he just joined my game. So yesterday when I made a game, he joined the very instant, and he's been checking every single server for me. So it's very it's kind of scary. But he's apparently some YouTube watcher. Anyways, I had to open up the combat here because my opponent has all those skirmishers and he's not going to move. So I'm going to push my line infantry up here. And while I was doing that, I got my my extreme right flank here to form up on my opponent's left flank here. So I had to open up the combat, but in doing so, I lost tons of dudes here. Like, see this unit of line infantry? They're already down 50%. So now I'm going to retreat here, after taking heavy losses from his defensive position there. But by doing all that, I was able to get these guys into firing range of his units finally. So now my opponent's rushing in some light dragoons around this cliff here. In order to counter that, I am rushing in my heavy cavalry to my right flank. Alright, so here I am moving my line infantry backwards. But here I'm still in range of his skirmishers, so I have to retreat my line infantry even further back. Yeah, it was a real pain losing my skirmisher units. Alright, so here's the action now. I've got these guys firing at his flank. The problem here is he's got tons of skirmisher units and he can still outshoot me. He's going to form up here with his Coldstream Guards, and I saw this as an opportunity for my heavy cavalry to strike his flank. So I'm going to activate my cavalry here. These are my Cuirassiers and my Cheval Légers or something. Okay, so here it is. Now it looks like a full frontal assault, and it is. But the thing is, I was aiming for my opponent's flank, but the pathing, it made my guys attack into his front there. So that was kind of a blunder on my behalf. So now what it looks like is, it looks like it's a giant cavalry assault on his infantry, but those weren't really my intentions. I wanted to strike his flanks. So now this looks like Marshal Ney at Waterloo, and I can just see Napoleon screaming at me right now. So yeah, I'm trying to get my cavalry to bypass his infantry and strike his skirmisher units now. But by the time I get by his line infantry, my guys are routing already. But luckily, I was able to open up the combat, because otherwise we would have been sitting there for hours just waiting for the guy to make his move. But I wanted to open up the combat here. So now my opponent's counterattacking here. He brought in his dragoons after my heavy cavalry bit it. So he's going to pour into my rear of my right flank. And now he's rushing in his Coldstream Guards and his line infantry to fight my right flank here. Anyways, now that I got my opponent to shuffle his defensive positioning, I was able to get my guys into range of his units finally. So here I am exchanging missile fire, but I already lost so many guys here. Oh, here comes a pretty nice cavalry assault by his dragoons. He's gonna charge into my my Tiro Lords and my line infantry. He's going to continue the charge here. Yeah. Anyways, after this battle, we fought 2 more battles because this was basically a best 2 out of 3. I won the battle after this, and for the second battle, I played the waiting game with my opponent. So that battle took way too long, so I can't post it. In the third game, I did not want to play the waiting game again, so I decided to attack again like the first game, and that led to my demise here. Yeah, my opponent's pretty good, but he represents the majority of Empire Total War players who plays defensively, and they won't move until you do. They won't move until you commit yourself. So it's very hard playing against. But it's a nice contrast, because in the Napoleonic age, they were people who fought defensively. So it's realistic, but at the same time it's frustrating to play against, because you have to open up the combat, and you will take many casualties in doing so. But it's very good practice though. So my opponent's going to win this best 2 out of 3, 2 games to 1. And in the first game, this was a real slaughter here for my opponent. And I didn't know how to surrender. I don't think you can without quitting, but I didn't want to quit though, because I wanted my opponent to have the honor of defeating my army here. Because I hate it when my opponents just kind of leave the game. Alright. This is pretty sweet. My opponent's pursuing with his dragoons here. He's hacking down my line infantry. This is kind of like the Colonel Tappington in that movie Patriot. Alright, so that was a slaughter there. I killed 360 of his troops, but I lost 1,204 of my guys. And Yoeeb killed 1,135 of my men, and he only lost 457 men. So anyways, good game to Yoeeb. Congratulations on winning 2-1. And this is part of my learning experience at Empire Total War Multiplayer. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.